Hello, this is MotherMantiss. Let's dive into the Mass Effect 5 N7 Day 2023 teaser. So I'm a little late off the mark getting this video out, but I really wanted to think about it for a few days. The teaser was a mere 34 seconds and it sparked a whole bunch of speculation and excitement among fans. The teaser unfolded in three distinct transmissions throughout the day, each adding a layer of mystery to the narrative. This very brief glimpse that we got this year introduced us to a mysterious figure who was adorned in N7 armor with signature stripes on the jacket sleeve. The accompanying poster artwork featured a silhouette of that same character, along with scenes that are in the jacket's tail, which kind of intensifies the air of secrecy. So there's lots of questions. Where's this character going? Who are they? What role do they play in Mass Effect 5? Well, in an official blog post, the franchise director and executive producer Mike Gamble provided insight into the challenges and rewards of envisioning the future of Mass Effect. Gamble acknowledged that the questions fans have pondered over the years about the fate of characters and the myriad of possibilities within the Mass Effect universe. So while some answers were promised, Gamble also hinted that they would not be easily unearthed, which aligns with the tradition of these cryptic teases on N7 Day. Since the initial announcement of Mass Effect 5, speculation has been all over the place, particularly regarding the timeline, the potential return of Commander Shepard, and the canonical ending of Mass Effect 3. The teaser did not explicitly address these inquiries, and it's undoubtedly added fuel to the fire of speculation. Mike Gamble communicated with fans through a message containing a hidden binary code, and decoding the message revealed the term Epsilon, a concept name which was considered for Mass Effect series and, notably, is the fifth letter of the Greek alphabet, which aligns with the series' fifth installment. And frankly, Mass Effect Epsilon would be a pretty cool name. A poster with what I assume to be the protagonist showcased that familiar N7 color scheme, as I said, is clearly a female, possibly an Asari, but in my opinion, it's a human based on the helmet because I don't think it's flared enough to accommodate an Asari head. That's just my opinion. And then as the camera pans upward in the teaser, the prominence of the N7 iconography becomes really evident, and it's fueling debate right now about whether the character could be a new protagonist or the return of Commander Shepard. I've seen a lot of content in the last few days on the opinion that this is a confirmation that Shep is returning. I don't really have an opinion on whether it means that or not, though I have spoken before about my opinion that Shep themselves should not return as the main protagonist, both because I think it diminishes the narrative conclusion and sacrifice evident in Mass Effect 3, and because, from a common sense standpoint, Shep was 32, 33 during the events of Mass Effect 3, so allowing for the rebuilding of the mass relays and society in general, at a minimum, several years have gone by, probably more based on other teasers. So now you have a Shep that is way past their prime physically, unless you want an ever young cartoon superhero, which I do not. I think part of what makes Shep extraordinary as a hero is the fact that they're human, and humans have limits and lifespans. Anyway, I've talked about that in another video, so back to the teaser. On the poster image of that same female N7 operative, within the scene is a mix of Milky Way and Andromeda races, including humans, Volus, Hanar, Solarians, Turians, Asari, Geth, and Angara. The distress call that was detected from Andromeda was sent in 2819, which is the year that the Arks arrived in the Helios cluster of Andromeda, which seems to confirm that the next game will connect the trilogy to Andromeda, which I think is a good call for the game universe and the story overall. Just because a lot of people didn't love the way Andromeda was executed does not mean that the concept and premise were bad, because they expand the playable galaxies in the universe and it provides a lot of story options. One of the mistakes Andromeda made was including the N7 iconography and the clout that carries, and then killing off Alec Ryder, who was the only actual N7 in Andromeda right at the beginning of the game. Okay, so taken all together, I see a female N7 agent in very cool, updated, almost cyberpunk-looking armor. And again, I've seen a lot of speculation that this is Liara. I think this is not Liara. Even if Liara enlisted, which is unlikely, and became an N series agent. The rankings run from N1 to N6. N7 is a special set apart designation. There have only ever been 7 of those, including Shepard, and only N7s can wear the N7 insignia. Not to mention, as I said, to me that helmet looks more suited to a human than an Asari. I think that implies it must be either Shep or a new protagonist. But since I also believe that BioWare is going to acquiesce to demand and include Shep, I think the implication here is that it's Shep. And if it's more than a few years later, which I think it is based on previous teaser images, then it's either a very old, past her prime Shep, or it's some rebuilt cyberpunk Shep that's less human than cyborg at this point, which again, I think diminishes Shep. But I will stop beating that horse. I have to be honest. I'm not that hyped about this teaser. It's so little and it's so cryptic that I wonder just how far out the game is. Given that BioWare has yet to release Dreadwolf, I find all of this a bit frustrating. The Mass Effect game is, by all accounts, years and years away still. In a blog posted just a few months ago and made after the studio had a bunch of brutal job cuts, BioWare's general manager described the next Mass Effect as being in the pre-production phase. The game probably won't even enter actual production until after Dragon Age Dreadwolf ships, which at the very soonest is mid-2024, if we're lucky. I get the idea of keeping fans hyped, but more than anything, after years of these teases, they're just slowly becoming less effective on me. When Casey Hudson posted on the first blog post back in 2020 with concept art for the next game, I was super excited as anyone else. But now, several years and zero information later, and knowing the current struggles at BioWare, this year's teaser just sort of washed over me. And that's why it's taken me so long to do a video about it. I'm nervous about Dreadwolf not releasing for another couple years because we've seen almost nothing on that game. And that just puts Mass Effect 5 further and further out, possibly a decade out. Anyway, that's my take. Tell me what you thought of the teaser and if you think I'm way off base. I hope I am, actually. In the meantime, though, remember to be kind and enjoy your day.